Alright, today we're doing chicken enchiladas, one of my favorite Mexican dishes, and we're going to make the quick and easy version, and we're going to cheat. We're going to use a supermarket rotisserie chicken, already roasted, already nice and warm and hot, and there's our cheese mixture. That's 1 pound of finely grated cheese, that's half Monterey Jack, half cheddar. 1 can of green enchilada sauce, high quality please. That's a package of standard corn tortillas right from the supermarket shelf. And that's 2 tablespoons of hot sauce, any brand you want. I'm actually using an Asian hot sauce, so how do you like that? But any hot sauce will work. All right, step 1. By the time you get home from the store, okay, that hot rotisserie chicken, deliciously seasoned and roasted, is going to be just warm enough to handle. And while it's warm, it's really easy to pull off all the chicken meat off the bones and put that in a bowl. Now, don't worry about getting it too fine now. Just pull it off in big chunks. Because what you're going to do, once it's in the bowl, all right, that's 1 whole chicken's worth of chicken, then go through and shred it a little finer, and then look for any fat or bone you missed. Now, don't shred this super fine. I think what's nice about homemade enchiladas is you can leave some nice chunks of chicken. Sometimes it's in the restaurant, they mince it too fine, and it's mostly just, it's hard to tell it's chicken. So I want some nice chunks of chicken. The one secret ingredient, and I guess it's not a secret anymore, is a teaspoon of cumin. That's going to give it just a little bit of that, hey, what's in there kind of accent. And you won't tell people. You'll be like, it's just, my talent. So put in a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of salt. We don't need pepper because I'm going to put some hot sauce here. Just a little bit of hot sauce, and by little I mean, well, I lied. I like hot sauce. So I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of that. I'm actually using what's called sriracha, which is well, I totally mispronounced it, but it's an Asian hot sauce. You can use any hot sauce you want, as I said earlier. And then put in 1 spoon of your enchilada sauce, just to moisten this a little bit. By the way, if there was any chicken juices at the bottom of that pan you bought it in, just drizzle those in. And we're going to add just over half the cheese. Now I know that's annoying. Do you want me to put in half, or what's over? 58% of the cheese I want in there. Okay, so just over half the cheese, so just over half a pound of the cheese goes in, and give it a mix, and that's our filling. How easy is that? Okay. Now, what would have taken all the time would have been roasting that chicken and waiting for it to cool. So we saved a bunch of time there. And what you're going to have, because that chicken was still kind of warm, the cheese sort of starts to melt a little bit, and you have a beautiful sticky filling, and it's going to be so easy. Now, before we start rolling, you're going to take a couple, 5-6 spoons of your enchilada sauce and coat the bottom of your casserole pan. And if you want to use red, use red. It's not going to bother me. All right, I like green. You like red. Who cares? All right, so if you're going to use red enchilada sauce, same exact recipe, just switch it out. Now let's get rolling. Literally, we're going to take a dry saute pan on medium heat, and just so these tortillas don't crack when you roll them, you're going to just warm them up. You don't need any oil. You don't need to dip them in any sauce. A lot of recipes make you do all kinds of crazy stuff with this. Just warm it on each side for 5 or 6 seconds. Put in a large spoon. Now, if you put just about as much as it will fit in one of those tortillas, when you get to the 10th tortilla, your filling will be gone. It's like magic. Okay? So I'm going to make 10 large, well, I consider large enchiladas. And coincidentally enough, that's what's going to fill my casserole dish I'm using. Okay, I think that's a 9 by 13, but I can't promise you. All right, so find a dish that's going to fit 10 of those enchiladas in perfectly. Pat them down. I don't want any pieces of tortilla sticking up. And again, just from experience, I used all the chicken mixture. If you need to make another pan and make them a little smaller, you want to make more, make fewer, up to you. Now to finish, very simple. Pour over the rest of the enchilada sauce. Make sure every inch of that corn tortilla gets coated. And in fact, I want you to take the tip of your spoon and just kind of wiggle it between each of the enchiladas, especially down the middle there. That way, as it bakes, those tortillas will kind of suck up all that delicious flavor. It'll actually go inside those tubes, and you're going to have some incredibly moist, delicious enchiladas. And by the way, enchilada just means seasoned with chili, so nothing too complicated here. Take the rest of the cheese. All right, what do we have? 48% left? 43%? So just under half the cheese was left. Sprinkle it over the top. And again, if you're not good at math, just put half the cheese in the filling and half the cheese on top. 40 minutes at 350, and what will come out of the oven is that piece of beautiful culinary art right there. That is homemade enchiladas, or sort of homemade. Now again, we cheated. We bought a canned enchilada sauce, no problem. It was high quality. I read the ingredients. We used a already cooked rotisserie chicken, delicious, easy. Again, that's how I roll. All right, enough with the rolling puns. And how I serve this, very simply, I took a half an avocado. I put in a teaspoon of sour cream in the where the pit was. I topped it with some fresh cilantro. I drizzled a little bit more of that hot sauce over the top, just for a little kind of artistic splash of color. Also, flavor. And those enchiladas are pretty rich. So one large enchilada is enough for a serving for me. Say I went low carb. If you want, rice and beans, of course, traditional garnish for this. But that is so easy to make. And if you do use those couple shortcuts I showed you, this start to finish, takes about 20 minutes, half hour to put together, and then you bake it and you're done. All right? So I hope you give that a try. Enchiladas are so delicious, and there's no need to go out for them. And enjoy.